Good morning. In today's project, we're going to be upgrading to this lithium battery. But before we get talking about all of this, I'm going to start the bike. What I want you to pay attention to is the cranking amps, okay? It's about 55 degrees over here. The bike hasn't been started in about a week. So let's start the bike and see what it sounds like. Did you hear how that sounds a little bit weak? Every time when you start the bike, and I'm sure all of you have heard the same thing, it just feels as if it's weak, or the cold cranking amps aren't enough to get the engine started much faster. The lithium battery that I decided to go with is the NOCO, okay? I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. You guys know I'm a fan. You guys know that I have their jump starters, and I did that project recently. So what attracted me to the NOCO, one is their reputation. Two is the actual size, right? Do you see the difference over here in size? This one's a lot smaller and definitely, oh my goodness, probably a third of the weight. So it's a lot lighter, but that doesn't really concern me. What concerns me is the actual size. What I'm struggling with right now is you have on the Rebel 1100 a tray that actually sits on top of the battery and holds it in place, okay? Now, if you're like me and you have a lot of accessories attached to the battery, such as heated gear, lights, a charger, whatever it is, right? These become much taller, okay? And as a result, the tray that sits on top of it doesn't fully seat, and you can't actually fasten the tray to the bike anymore. I'll show you what I'm talking about. These are the small screws that come with it, and they don't reach. So what I had to do with my situation is actually get longer screws to make it work. But when you do that, you lose the ability to use these fasteners, right, that hold these in place. The fasteners are right over here, so I had to use a zip tie. It's a bloody mess. That's all I'm gonna say. The packaging that NOCO comes in, I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. It's almost like an Apple product when you get it. It's just the amount of effort that went into putting this together is incredible. Very reasonable price. I think it was about approximately 120, 130, probably something like that. So here's what I wanted to show you. If I can figure out how to open this. Sorry, guys. Okay, so since this is a shorter battery, okay, they provide you with all of these bases, basically, different size, so that you guys can get the exact fitment. So in my case, it's going to be, and they're labeled, by the way, on the bottom, 17 millimeter thickness. You fasten it in this fashion like that, and you will get the exact size for the Rebel, okay? The other cool thing is, check this out, right? So this is what's so genius about this, this battery in particular, okay? It comes with these terminals, which gives you the option to mount your cables in so many different ways. It's absolutely brilliant, right? So you can mount it on the top, you can mount it on the side, on over here, behind, and to make it even better, this is my favorite part. You can actually mount it directly over here in this fashion. So look at the depth that it provides, right? So that you can have as many accessories as you guys want, okay? Let's remove the tray, take out the old battery, and install the new one. Okay, so to remove the tray, you have these two screws over here. You've got one right there and the second one over here. Forgive this mess, you guys. I have a dash cam over here, and I also have the Thunderbox. So there's a lot of cables and a lot of cable management that we have to take into account, all right? Do you see over here how I had to use a zip tie to hold the side panel over here? This one I got away with it. On this side I didn't. And it's because of this situation over here. It's a mess, like I said. All right, this is how the tray actually sits on top of the battery like that. Do you see how the terminals are very close to the plastic over here? Anything that is thick over here is going to prevent this from seating. And when there's a gap like that, there's no way that you can get this screwed in to hold the battery. It is such a pain, you guys. I cannot tell you how much frustration I had to deal with this situation, okay? So hopefully with the new battery, this depth is going to eliminate all this frustration and headache. So you see, this is how it's going to sit. So you have plenty of space theoretically to have whatever you want over here, and it shouldn't interfere. So let's try it out and see if this is going to work out. We're going to remove the negative first and then the positive. You're going to need something small like this, okay, to try to get in. It'll make your life a lot easier. Now that we've disconnected the terminals, we can pull the battery out. The terminals have these side pieces over here that are curved down. So what you need to do is you need to straighten it out, okay? So use 2 pliers like this, hold one. To make it straight, that way it can fit on the new battery. Do the second one as well. Do you see this piece over here that's sticking out? We need to break this off in order for it to sit flush over here. Just like that. Here's a tip if you guys have a lot of accessory attached to the terminals, use a longer screw. Okay, so we have both connected. Let's see if we have power. Okay, let's start the bike, see if it makes any difference. Yes, it did make a difference, and I'm sure you guys heard it. All right, just like you heard, it did make a difference with the starting power. And this is the finished product, okay? So the tray went back in, no problem. I was able to attach the OEM screws over here, the fasteners to hold these side covers. And here is the voltage. Resting is at 13.3, so as you guys can see, it's actually much higher than your regular AGM battery. Let's test out the charger. This is the NOCO Genius One with the lithium ability, okay? So let's plug that in. It's colored blue. I don't know if you guys can see it on the lithium, and I can see the red light as well. So looks like everything is good to go. I hope you guys found this helpful. Have an amazing day.